Hey everybody, welcome back to Go Live. It has been a while. We decided to take a break to really just one, take a break because the world is changing. And two, a lot of our seniors are trying to make decisions on where to go for college. So congrats to everyone there. But if you're joining us today, we got a pretty interesting topic. And that has to do with a test score that has really not been spoken about enough. And I would definitely say that that's the AP exams. We are in AP exam season today. But amidst COVID, there's been a lot of confusion as to exactly, well, is it important? How is it used? And I think a lot of people have been talking about the SAT, but there's not enough that's really been talked about on the AP testing front. So let's talk about it. First things first, it's grown in importance. So I think if there's one thing to remember, it is that it is now the second number a lot of colleges really look for, right? So before COVID, and everything was fine, there were a number of numbers or many numbers that were used in the decision-making processes at places like Berkeley, Stanford, Harvard, wherever. Even CSU systems used two numbers at least, which was GPA and standardized test score. But now with College Board canceling test dates left and right, subject tests being canceled, right, that's out of the way. And so that really only leaves so many numbers. And if you think about it, since a lot of students had pass, no pass recently for like an entire semester, right? Colleges that are trying to make decisions are really squeezed for what's available in terms of data that demonstrates aptitude. So yeah, we have the GPA, but we don't really have much else nowadays. And so as a result, the AP is kind of taking the helm as that cross-check for a number that I can really kind of demonstrate, aptitude for if I'm a student. And for a college, they're looking to see, okay, well, if I have, let's say a perfect, GPA candidate, or maybe a couple of B's here and there, right? What additional data do I have to really prove a student's readiness, right? So that's really important to understand. It has grown in importance, and so hence why it is important that you prepare. And I know everyone's in AP testing already, but it's surprising how much I've learned that students actually just aren't that prepared this year. And I think part of that is because everything has been digital. And so it's been really hard for students to stay focused and to learn. More importantly, I've also noticed that students haven't yet taken many practice tests compared to usual years, which is also very odd. So if you're looking to get a 5 on a test, guys, ultimately you got to take some practice tests to really get started. So, today's podcast revolves around how do colleges even use the AP test scores? Well, one, it's grown in importance, but two, how do they use it? Well, put it this way, the easiest way to think about it is for them to gauge your readiness for a major. Okay, so not all APs are created equal, right? Not all 5s and 4s are created equal. You want to make sure that you're getting 5s, nothing less, right? Because a 5 corresponds to an A, right? 4 is a B and 3 is a C, and so on and so forth, right? You want a 5 because you want to demonstrate proficiency, not mediocrity, right? So ideally, you get 5s on the test that matters. So colleges use APs as kind of a readiness check for certain majors. So let's say you're a computer science major, it's paramount that ideally you get a 5 on, let's say, the AP calculus exam coming up, or even the AP computer science exam that's coming up. And so it's equally important to understand what's less important, right? So if you're a computer science major, I would say AP Lang exams or AP US history exams or AP Spanish exams aren't that important. And so for my time working with students for at least a decade now, I can tell you even my valedictorians don't get 5s on all tests that they take. It is overwhelming, and it's really easy to get stretched where you end up getting 4s and 3s all across the board and not really nailing the 5s that you needed. So if there's a tip that I have for everyone here today for you to share with the world and your friends and whoever, it's to really pick your battles, choose the APs that you really want to focus on and get 5s in, as opposed to trying to spread yourself thin and barely getting 4s or probably only a few 5s if you do that. So it's major specific, right? So, let's say you're a business major, right? I would argue quantitative studies like calculus, really important to show 5s there. Communication skills in English probably would be helpful to have a 5 there as well. But there's also no pressure. So this brings me to the last point, which is, okay, how do colleges use APs? Well, not every student has the ability to take APs or even report them. And by the way, you don't have to report your AP exam scores, if you didn't score very well either, right? Unless explicitly stated on the college application, which I've found most of the time, virtually never, they require you to report an AP exam score, right? You don't have to report your scores. So let's say you end up getting a whole bunch of, fours or whatever, and you're applying to an Ivy League, probably would be best to omit, let's say a 3 or a 4 that you got, because that actually can do a lot more harm than good when it comes to, demonstrating your proficiency or aptitude in a given subject. But if you got a 5, right, then sure, right, you want to always report that. So again, to summarize, to keep it simple, right, how do colleges ultimately use AP exams during COVID-19? They've really kind of taken the place of subject tests, right, and in a way to demonstrate proficiency towards a major, right? That's really what an AP exam test score tells the college admissions evaluator, and hence it's really important for you, if you're strapped for time like most of us are, right, to focus on the tests that then have more to do with your major and less focus on the tests that have nothing to do with your major, because I'd rather have a student get more 5s, or rather few 5s on the tests that matter, than a bunch of 4s on all the tests, including the ones that don't. So I hope that helps, guys. I think every year students run into this issue of time management, opportunity cost, and so you want to make sure you think and work smart, versus just basically spreading yourself out too thin and only doing okay on everything. So if you guys like this video, please definitely drop a like, subscribe would be really much appreciated. It really kind of helps our channel grow and continue to spread wisdom so that you can make your high school life a lot easier. I'll see you guys next time.